I'm your host
Ooh.
for today. My name is Hai, and joined with me is my co-host Shumie.
Yes, Shumie, aka Shumie Style here, and we got some interesting topics for you all.
Do we now?
So, well, something which hasn't been talking a lot about, to young people, spirituality is sometimes it's kind of a taboo, but we can't
Hmm.
talk about it.
Yeah, because I basically got into it because of you. Because before that, I wasn't even thinking about spirituality or anything.
What did I do?
How do you mean? What did you do?
How did I get you into spirituality?
I think it started with when you showed off your stone collection.
Ah,
Because we hadn't talked in a bit, and we decided to hang out, and I believe it was in my buddy's burrito place, if I remember
yeah.
correctly. And you were telling me about stones and like the spirituality and the powers of it, and I was like, huh. It's like I never thought about that before. And from there, I just started to learn also from you, but also just like digging a little bit of information. Like, okay, what is it exactly? It was still vague to me. It's still vague to me to this day. But I do believe in that some. Uh, I do believe that some people are more spiritual than other people, and I guess a lot of people also embrace it. So
Yeah. What I did remember was that I gave you an amethyst stone.
yes,
It's like the purple one.
I still have it.
Nice. Yeah, and it's indeed that some people are already going to mineral gem events.
Yeah.
So, but there are not a lot of events like that. Just some people find it very, I'm not sure how you call it. In Dutch, it's zweverig. What's the English word for it?
Floaty.
Floaty?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess they're like wanderers. They're not really. Yeah, how do you
Yeah.
say that? I think wanderers is a good one.
It's like they're suspicious of. I do not if this works. It's just a stone. Why does it work?
I see. I see. For
Yeah.
me, it was also interesting when you showed me the meteorite piece, like the glass
Ah,
meteorite.
the tectite.
Yeah, I don't know where it is now. It just disappeared. So I don't know what
It
happened.
is. Oh my God! If it
Yeah.
disappears, or it did its job, or it protected you from something.
Oh, interesting.
So there's a chance that someone else might need it. Then
Yeah,
it would just disappear.
I
Because
see.
I also lost mine actually.
Oh
I'm not.
wow.
I'm not sure where it is.
Because
I used to
because
carry it.
yeah, I remember you carried like a few pieces, and you were also saying like that one that you gave me was really powerful,
Hmm.
and that someone else tried it and was too powerful.
Yeah.
Uh,
So what happened with that guy was I gave it to him, and when I gave it to him, I said to him like, "Look, I'm not sure if you believe in it, but it's very powerful stone." And he was like, "Oh yeah, cool. I would just try it out."
mm-hmm.
So what happened was that he actually um, got sick,
Oh,
and he put it in a glass, like a drinking glass, upside down, and on a shelf because he was scared of it.
oh,
So
damn!
for 1 week he left it there, and then he asked me, "Can you pick it up again?"
Wow,
And he is not that superstitious, but he did believe that the stone did something. So
right.
that was very interesting.
Because when I got it, um, for me it wasn't that strong of a power. It felt like,
Uh-huh.
and I just left it like on my basically on my drawer besides my bed, and I slept with it, and I slept fine. I felt fine. Uh, I don't know. I felt like I had a little bit more energy maybe during the
Okay.
day. But that's really it. I didn't felt anything super special or scary or anything like that. But when you told me that, I was like, when he told me that, I was like, damn, really? That's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy because I was like, with mine, I carried it around for a long time,
Yeah.
and I was like, no, nothing's gonna happen. My life is just like stable and everything. But then after a month or something, or maybe longer, I decided to quit my job.
Yeah.
So that really is an impact, and I'm not sure if it's because of the stone,
Mm.
but it was a big coincidence that I was carrying that stone for a long time, and then I made this decision to quit my job.
Right. For
So
me,
it could be coincidence, but it's I'm not sure what it is.
so for me, it was a little bit crazy as well, if I think about it, because um, when I lost it, around the time that I lost it, um, I started my business. But like officially
Okay.
starting my business. So before that, I was already working on it. Me and Rick were working on it a lot, and also I was doing a bit with that. And then suddenly, I just couldn't find the thing anymore. And I think a month later, we signed in officially as a company.
Okay.
So that could be it, maybe. Or um, there was one when I lost it as well around the same time as well. I went to England to my ex,
Yeah.
and that's around the time that I lost it. So maybe something significant happened, and that's why I lost it. I'm not sure. I can't tell.
Really interesting. It can be that it's just coincidence that all of these things are happening with or without stone.
Right.
But when you have when you have the stone, the way I see how it works is you will focus on what are the big changes. So it will make you more conscious about what's happening in your life. Without the stone, things can also happen, like me stopping my job, but I wouldn't be that conscious about it, like, oh, this is a big step for me.
Oh, interesting.
So by getting a stone or losing a stone, it will be like a reflection moment. So you will think back, what did I do? What did I went through? Why did I lost it? And because you're thinking about it, you will find out various things about yourself.
Right.
Or else you would not have the chance to think about it because life goes on.
Yeah, that's fair. Because I also remember the stone that you gave me. It was like a set of three, right?
Yeah.
So what are the properties of each stone? Could you tell the audience that?
You mean the golden circle?
Yeah.
Or the golden triangle? Probably that one. Let's see. Yeah, it's an amethyst, which is a purple stone. So it's for more of a more spiritual stone. So you will
Right.
be connected with your spiritual side,
Yeah.
which means that you will be leading more into your intuition will be stronger. So your gut feeling will be more clear to you.
Right.
So that's the one of the three.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the pink quartz,
Mm-hmm.
and pink quartz is for love. So basically, I always use this one for explanation how gems work.
Right.
So if you think about something, you will see something. So for example, if you have driving lessons and you're in a car, and suddenly you will see all kinds of driving lessons cars around you.
Oh yeah.
And for the stone, the pink quartz, it is linked to love, and you will see love all around you because you keep getting reminded of it.
Oh, interesting. And
So that's
I feel like that
yeah,
could be a good and a bad thing.
it could be. You can think about it positively, or you can think about it negative.
Exactly. It could be either way, and that's interesting.
Yeah,
And how about the third stone?
and that's a clear quartz or a white quartz. I'm not sure how you call it. It's just like a crystal quartz.
Right.
And what that one does is it clears out the other things, so it balances it out. If you want to
Ah,
clean your stone, you can use the quartz for it.
I
And
see. I
by
see.
cleaning the stone, it's not like it's dirty or something, but you have negative emotions or something attached to the stone. So by putting it with the crystal quartz,
Yeah,
you will disassociate those negative feelings or those busy feelings.
I see.
So this combination, it helps you with getting more in touch with your gut feeling, see more love in the world. So that's how the golden triangle works.
That was really cool because you had all three and you showed me all three stones.
Mm.
And you said pick one. Without those explanations, just pick one first and then I'll explain. And I was like, I don't. And then I just felt attracted to the purple stone. I was like, I feel like this one is.
Uh,
It's like
what I
calling me.
find what I find interesting about those stones is that um, some people say they pick you. So if you see a gemstone, you'll be like, "Oh, this one is pretty." You have absolutely no idea why you pick it. But if you find out what's the meaning behind it, you'll be like, "Oh, this could be logical. Why I chose this one."
Right.
So it's really interesting to see.
Because
And if you go
yeah, I
to a
remember
mirror
that.
or gem fair, just like put your hand on the above the gems, and you can, if you're really focused, you can feel which stone is pulling you, or where your attention will go,
Right.
and that is the stone that's calling you.
But what happens if you have all three?
And if you have all three, you're more balanced. So, you
Oh.
mean the golden triangle?
Yeah, if you have all three the stones with you.
Oh, then it's balanced.
I see.
But you don't always need all three of them. Most of the time, for me, one is enough, and sometimes none because I like to live without stones too. So
Right.
sometimes I carry it with me to give it to someone. Sometimes I like to carry like a quartz necklace, and sometimes I do not carry it. It's just like it depends on the day.
That's interesting. And what
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 I
what makes you decide to bring a stone or not? Or you just feel like I should bring a stone?
it was because I wanted to share a moment with friends or people. For example, when I've broken my wrist, I was very dependable on people, so I could not really tie my shoes up right.
Right.
And so what I did was I asked people to tie my shoes or help me open a water bottle or something like that,
Right.
and I would give them a gem in return. So it's just like a small token of gratitude.
Right.
And some of them are like, "Oh, this is interesting. I'm not sure how or what," and others are like, "Oh, this is super interesting, and I really like it. Thank you very much."
Yeah.
So you get really different responses from it.
Because I remember when you gave me that stone, I eventually gave you another stone back.
Yeah, the same one.
Yeah. Because I saw the stones and I was like, I think this is the perfect gift to give to Shumie.
It was awesome. I still have it, like on my next to my bed.
Nice. Because I was looking at it, I was like, yeah, this one, and this one should be it. Because it was in I bought it. It was like a museum,
Mm-hmm.
inside a castle, but it also had like a gift shop section.
Mm.
And somehow, some way, I got to that gift shop because I just wanted to buy different gifts for my friends, whatever. And then I saw the stones, and first thing I thought was like, oh, I remember this, because I believe I was carrying my stone with me at that time as well. So I decided to buy it and just gave it to you the next time I saw you.
Nice.
Yeah, that's basically how it went.
Yeah, so if you go deeper into the crystals, so well in the beginning it's like not really logical to me. But
Mm,
since I also read about the law of attraction and how it works,
right.
I'm just like, oh, everything is making more sense now. So what the law of attraction means is if you think about something, you will attract something.
Mm,
If you think about negative thoughts, you will get negative events. If you think about positive things, you will try until you reach that positive thing.
right.
So with the crystals, um, it's just like you get reminded of a certain, um, a certain behavior or something.
Yeah.
And if you are focused on one stone particularly, the law of attraction will guide you through to your object.
Right.
Yeah.
Because
So.
also for me, I own two stones now.
Mm-hmm.
So if I own the amethyst one that you gave me, and I own a pink quartz one.
Mm.
The pink quartz one I gave to my ex, and she basically sent it back.
Okay.
So
Yeah, that can happen.
yeah, so I got those two stones right now in my possession.
Mm.
Uh, like, would I need the third one, or it depends on the mood and whatever feeling I have with the stones. Like, how does that work? Like, how do you start with that?
Well, since you know about the triangle and the combination of it,
Mm-hmm.
what did your gut feeling tell you?
My
You
gut
are,
feeling
yeah.
tells me to ask you.
Nice. Well, since you already have two parts of it, it would be very easy to complete it.
Right. But the thing is, they're different sizes. So the pink quartz is a really big stone, and it's like really rough on the edges. So it's really like a rough stone. While the amethyst is like very smooth and small.
Yeah.
So
So it
how
doesn't
do?
really that doesn't really matter.
Okay.
I mean, bigger stones, it's like a bigger pill if you use the placebo effect.
Mm.
It's like a bigger pill, so you might think it works better, but it doesn't really have to work better if it's bigger.
Oh.
Some people say like the rougher it is, the closer it is to nature.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, it really depends on how you see it. If
Right.
you think this small stone has a lot of power, that small stone has a lot of power.
I see. I see. That's
Yeah.
really cool because I remember when I had the meteorite as well.
Hmm.
Um, when I
That thing
look
is
at it,
small.
like when I look at it, it is tiny. It's so tiny, and somehow, some way, even though it was so tiny, eventually I just felt like a pretty big, like, well, I think it's like a big pressure. I feel like a big energy from it, and my mind is like, but it's a piece of glass. It's like, wait, how? So I always thought it was intriguing that that a little piece could give so much energy, and got me thinking so much about you know
It's totally not logical, but
yeah,
yeah, that's what's making it so interesting.
yeah, exactly. So that was really like, whoa, okay.
Yeah, it's so strange how those things works. And Well, I do have a lot of gems and crystals in my room,
Yeah.
but it's just like for decoration, and it's just like it's more of a reminder for me.
Right.
So I have different stones in a formation
Mm-hmm.
in my bottom living room. Put it in a different formation because um, I'm trying to create a space to meditate.
Right.
So what basically happens is because I've put the stones there, I put it in a formation, and I know I've put it in a formation, I will subconsciously think about it and think about the room. So each time
Mm.
I'm thinking, while I'm talking to a person,
Yeah.
I'm subconsciously thinking about it, and then I can tell about the meditation, and they be interested, and they will come to meditate there.
Right.
So the stones, they are make us a kind of reference in my brain. So I will then I will use it. So it's very weird how it works though.
Yeah.
But
No.
it changes your focus.
Yeah, I can see that because for me as well, like when I'm in my room, I tend to meditate every day,
Hmm.
and I just use like something in my room as a focus point, and most of the time it's one of the stones.
Cool. Do
Yeah.
you see any difference if you use your stone for meditation or focus?
I think my visualizations changed a little bit, but it's not like that deep that I know what's going on, or like, oh, this is super different or something. Because basically, I
Yeah.
try to clear my mind instead of fill it. So that's what I noticed, and it's a shame that I never did it with the meteorite piece. Because now I'm wondering what would have happened if I did that.
Yeah. Yeah, apparently it wasn't the time for it yet. So that is interesting.
I guess. I guess. But what would happen if I suddenly find it again?
Ooh, then you're opening another chapter in your life.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
So it is, what I believe is that the stones are not positive or negative.
Okay.
So it's just a reminder. It's just like, oh, you have to focus on this project or that project, or like a hobby.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you want to play guitar, or sometimes it just appears in your life, and then it's up to you to focus on it.
Right.
Yeah.
It makes sense that you combine that thought and that logic to stones as well as like your spirituality, right? Like the feelings you get from certain things. And I feel it's the same when you focus your spiritual side to another person, where you bond with someone. I feel like because lately, after also the coaching sessions, and I talk with my friends about my mindset and whatever. I noticed that um, not just my mind is changing, but also my self view, like how I feel myself. So I wonder. That's why I wonder, like, what happens if I find that piece of meteorite again? Like, would it affect me the same way, or would it affect me differently? So that was just on my mind, really.
What?
What do you think about it? Like, does it also affect that stuff, like bonds with people and connections and all that?
Well, what I find interesting is that your ex sent you that stone back, even though it's a stone of love. So you can just accept it and be grateful for it, or
Mm-hmm.
you can send it back because you don't want to bond anymore. So that stone probably has a different load now since your ex sent it back to you.
Right.
So for me, it doesn't feel pure anymore
Mm-hmm.
until you sell it or you change it. Then it would be, or you clean it, or you bury it in the ground and take it out again. Then it's like getting reborn again because the connections, there are certain connections now through it.
Right.
It's also like if you have a teddy bear from your ex, it's it might be the same teddy bear as the one you can get in a shop, but you have a different emotional bond with it.
That was funny as well because she actually tried to send the biggest penna that I gave her as well, but she couldn't send it.
Uh,
So I told her just to keep it. So
yeah.
she will have that thing, the panda now, and I got the stone.
Okay.
So I guess it's
Yeah.
interesting.
Uh,
But for me, it's like so I could do two things then, right? Like you should say like sell it or bury it and
mhm.
then dig it up again, or get the white quartz, right?
Yeah.
I
So
see.
those are your options.
I think I want to get the white quartz.
Uh, that's what your gut feeling tells you.
Yeah, but also because I kind of want to have the full set. I have like 2/3 of the set now. I feel like I
Yeah.
should have the full set then if I, you know, subconsciously uh, am collecting them.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing. Like I wasn't uh, planning to buy more stones or adding them or whatever, you know. And then so I only had the one amethyst stone, and then now
Super
she's
interesting
and now I
is
got the pink one back. So it's like
uh-huh.
might as well get the third one to clean to cleanse it out and have the full triangle.
I really wonder how it will happen though,
Yeah,
because
I don't know.
the quartz is like the spiritual one. You got it from a spiritual person. The
Ooh,
pink one, you got it actually back from your ex, which was someone you loved. And now you should be the one to get the quartz.
yeah,
Or it could be someone who's like very cleansing to you or very stable.
right. That's interesting.
Yeah. So I wonder how you will get it. If you will buy it yourself or if someone will give it to you.
Oh, now I don't know.
Or if you can find it.
Oh, right. You could
Yeah.
because that's the thing, right? Because the stones that I found, so the pink quartz and the amethyst that I gave you, that was by
Hmm.
I wasn't looking for them.
Yeah.
I just happened to walk into that shop,
Uh-huh.
and then I recognized it. So I was
Yeah.
like, wait, I know those things. I know those stones. I know kind of what they do.
Yeah.
So for me, it was like, so I bought the two stones. I bought the pink quartz and I bought the amethyst because I was like, okay, I'm gonna give the pink quartz to the one I love, and the amethyst to you because it's like an exchange.
Yeah.
It's like a full circle basically. So I was like, that's like my thought process when I bought it.
Yeah.
In my
It's so
mind,
interesting.
at that point, I was like, I could also buy the white one for myself, but that will be a little bit awkward because then I would have two stones and one person has one stone, one person has the other stone.
I have everything at my place.
I know, but you know what
I
I
feel,
mean, right? Like, as in, like, I'm connected to those stones. You know?
but I also the pink quartzes I also bought them for myself, and they're like huge. They're one of my biggest stones.
Hmm.
And the white quartz I've got it from someone which I had one interesting night with.
Okay.
So that was a cool one.
What type of
Yeah,
night?
the amethyst from you.
What type of night?
It's a one night stand,
Oh boy. Okay. I see. I see.
but it was a very interesting night.
I can't imagine. I mean, if you end up with
Yeah.
a spiritual stone, that's something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's pretty
So
cool.
yeah, stones are gifted by people who you do things with, or being friends, or have a relationship with, or. Yeah, they will find you in a way.
What would be funny is like, oh, it's my birthday. What do you want? A white quartz.
Yeah, you can ask that.
Well, so I don't know. Find it a bit weird because then suddenly everyone's gonna send me a white quartz, and I'm like, so I got 20 white quartz, one pink quartz, and an amethyst.
But it's totally fine if you buy it yourself. If you want to buy it, you do need to let them choose, let the stone choose you. So if you go to a stand, you don't feel right about the quartz, you should not get it.
Right.
But if you feel good about it, then just go get it.
Why do you get those stones anyway? Because I don't know what be looking for.
Well, too bad there's no Fest anymore because Fest or there are a lot of gem markets there
I see.
or like gem stands. And there are also some gem shops, but they are disappearing now since not a lot of people are buying them anymore.
Yeah, and especially now with the pandemic,
Yeah.
it's not really a priority for someone to get, a stone. So I get that.
Yeah, it's not really a priority, but it is. It could be very handy right now because they do need a peace of mind now. People do need some guidance, and a stone can really guide you very well.
Yeah.
So if you're like very depressed or something, and you have a stone with you, you will be reminded of, oh, um, it could not be that terrible. There are some positive things too. You can be reminded of those things.
Yeah, that's true. So that's why I was asking because I was like, because I've been thinking because I received a package today this morning, and I saw that stone and I was like, that's the second stone. So that means I could do two things: get a new stone, the white stone, or send this one back. But I wasn't sure like what to do, and I don't know. It was like, huh, it's interesting.
Yeah, it is. It is so interesting. While
'Cause-
receiving a stone back, yeah, it can also mean something.
right.
But I really like to see it logically. So that's why I always like try to explain how it works instead of the world works in mysterious ways. I cannot be peaceful with that. I need some explanation or something, or else it'd be like, yeah, I know it is. The world is strange and everything, but it feels like I do need some explanation. Especially if people will ask me, then I would have an explanation for them too.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really interesting.
Yeah. And is it everything you want to ask about stones, or do you want to ask something else too?
That's the first few things that came on my mind. Really.
Okay.
Um, why did you decide to look into the stones? How did it start?
Well, there was a mineral fair close to my house, and I just went there as a kid. So I was just like, oh, it's interesting. I had no idea about. I was very skeptic about the stones, but I just
Right.
really liked them. I liked how they looked, how they. Uh, I just really liked them visually.
Yeah.
But later on, I when I visited crystal shops, I felt at peace. Like, oh, these people are super chill, super nice. And the idea is very interesting. So I was like, oh, okay. Uh, I'm not sure if I believe in it, but I will just try it and I will buy it and see what happens.
Right.
Um, so that was how it just started. And people would give me some, and I would give some back. So my crystal collection would grow more and more.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I went to Malaysia, my auntie gave me some gems, some bracelets, and she
Oh.
told me these bracelets have special powers, or the stones within them, they have certain properties.
Right.
Plus, she is a very superstitious woman
Mm-hmm.
who told me that. I was like, oh, okay. I still hadn't had any idea if it worked or if it did not work.
Right.
Um, but what I did notice is not about the gems, but about our altar home. Is
Mm-hmm.
every time if I point at it, um, my ear will start to irritate.
Oh.
So I was like, is this? I wasn't sure what it was, but my mother always said to me, if you point at it, something will happen to your ear, or it's rude to point at the altar.
It's like disrespecting your
Yeah.
ancestors.
So what happened was, if I did it, something, so my ears would get irritated,
Mm-hmm.
and then friends of mine, they were like, "Oh, we don't believe that," and they pointed at it, but nothing happened to them.
Oh.
So the logic behind it was I believed in it, so something happened to me, and they didn't believe in it, so nothing happened to them.
Interesting.
So also with the stones, what I found out is if you believe in it, if you know what it means, then it works. And
Right.
if you don't know it, it might work, but I'm not sure about how that would work.
Right. Because what I know is like my necklace that I always wear everywhere is a jade necklace of a Buddha,
Yeah.
and I believe this figure is an embodiment of happiness, I believe, and luck. And so the weird thing happened when I was in Vietnam. So I had a chain like this before, but like smaller,
Hmm.
and I lost it.
Oh,
So
okay.
I went to Vietnam and I got the stone. Then later I got a chain as well. Because my goal was basically to kind of replicate the chain that I had. You know, like I had a chain and I love the chain. I
Hmm.
kind of want to have it again. That type of feel. And at that point, I didn't even know what it meant. I just remember that my mom bought me that chain when I was younger.
Hmm.
So now with the new chain, I got a new chain, and at that time I was single.
Hmm.
And when I left Vietnam, like right when I was about to leave Vietnam, that's when I met one of my exes online.
Okay.
And I felt I was thinking about it. I was like, is this a coincidence, or was it like, I don't know, like was it like a message or something? Like this could be happening.
It's so
Uh,
strange how it works.
right, and well, that relationship also ended up bad, I guess, but um, I learned a lot from it. Uh, I feel like
Yeah.
every time I go through something like that, I learn something about myself.
Hmm.
And I still got the chain, and I still wear it every day. And I don't know, it does something. I don't know what it is, but I feel like it has like some power to it,
Hmm.
even though I'm not sure what type of power it is. But yeah, that was interesting because at that point I didn't believe in it, but it's still something happened. you know. But it could be like a good sign or a bad sign because, of course, the relationship eventually broke.
It could be something good. If you're in a bad relationship, then breaking up is a solution, actually.
Yeah, but the thing is like the thing is like when I got the chain, the relationship
Mm.
started.
Yeah.
You know, so something triggered it almost. That was like my mind. It's like, what's going on? Like, this is interesting because
Well, sometimes you just need to meet a person, experience it, learn from it, and afterwards, yeah, you are basically you learned your lesson,
yeah,
and the person leaves again. The same with friends.
yeah, I noticed
Sometimes you
that.
just meet someone,
Mm.
and afterwards you will just like, oh, I haven't talked to them anymore lately, and it's just like they just happen to be there at a certain point, and they are gone at another point.
Yeah,
Doesn't
and
mean it has to be good or bad, but it's just like sometimes people just pop up in your life. Yeah.
yeah, I noticed that too because lately I've been talking to a lot of people who I or never talked to before, like in depth, or I haven't talked to them in like a few years.
Mm.
So it's interesting because you basically or you're connecting and reconnecting to different people now, and I would never have thought that I would talk to these people, you know. And basically, I just decided to reach out to them, or at least it started with a few. I just respond to like a post or something, or like an Instagram story or whatever. But from there, I was just like, "Hey, how are you doing? You know, what have you been up to lately?" And then you get like a whole life story that you basically missed out on, cause or you never had a connection with them,
Hmm.
or you wasn't there, you know. And I thought it was really interesting because then you can rekindle some bonds that you basically just let disappear for a bit.
Mm. What I noticed lately is that I am attracting. Well, I'm not sure what the English word is.
Mm-hmm.
Um, this one is hoog sensitive, so it's like people who can sense emotions, feelings, intuition
Right.
very deeply.
High sensitive, I would say.
I don't know, man. If people say, "Oh," uh, or well, there are not everyone knows it exactly,
Right.
but I did really notice that a lot of girls which I'm talking to, they're saying like, "Oh yeah, I'm high sensitive. That's why I feel your emotions, or that's why we can connect." So I'm like, "Oh, what happened?" But I've been more conscious about what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
So probably that's also a reason why I connect with them faster and sooner.
I remember like when I was at your party. I believe we talked about traumas or something.
Yeah.
I don't remember who said it, but someone asked me like, "Yo, I think you also have some traumas that you're not really sure about what it is." And I was like, "You're you're kind of dead on with that comment." I was like, "How? What?" Because I didn't say anything. I was just sitting there. So I was like, "Oh,
Oh,
okay."
I'm curious who said it now.
I don't
Do you?
remember.
Okay. Yeah, because I did attract those people also in my party, so I also invited them.
Yeah.
So there are indeed some yeah, I'm not sure if sensitive is the right word. Some people who are spiritually advanced.
Yeah. Or just like they are high aware. They have high awareness. Like they can notice and sense
Oh
things.
yeah, that's a better word.
Yeah. Because
They
for
are
me as
very
well.
conscious.
Yeah. Because like I had like I wasn't expecting to have that many conversations with people, and it
At
was
my party?
interesting. Yeah. Because
Oh,
technically I walked in, I was like, I think I recognize like 2 faces or 3 faces, maybe.
just recognize.
Just recognize, like I don't even know them, like I know one person, kind of. So,
Yeah,
so,
that's so interesting.
so I just like
I
I'm
also,
just gonna stand here. I have some food and
uh-huh.
and see what happens, really. So I just listened to the conversation and kind of chimed in a little bit, and then I started to talk.
Nice.
And then the group started to shift. Other people came in, and yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah. I've already invited people who I find interesting. Not just interesting, but people who do not cost me energy. So
Right.
sometimes I do feel that people can drain me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also not sure how or what, but for example, if we do not have similar thoughts, that could drain me because then it's like you try to prove your point, I'm trying to prove my point, and it costs a lot of energy to do it.
Right. Right. I feel you on that.
Yeah.
I've,
So the ones I invited, they were all like almost all on the same page.
yeah. For
And
me,
yeah,
I
I
know it.
think that
I
is the
get
main
that.
reason why it's so cool.
I get that feeling because, like I said before, I start talking to people that I had no connections to, or I hadn't talked to in a bit, right? And what I notice is that, like, all those people have those qualities. Like they don't drain me. Like I like talking to them, and I don't mind talking to them. Well, some people I know, when I talk to them, I feel tired after the conversation.
Yeah.
And I know it's like those people I haven't contacted yet. You know, and I think it's for a reason, even though subconsciously it is for a reason. Um, but it doesn't have to be like if a person I didn't talk to is the one that's draining. I just think like it could be that the ones that I know, the ones that I know that are draining me, I definitely subconsciously decided not to talk to them. Well, other people, I don't know if I want to talk to them or I had no feeling or a need to talk to them. Maybe that thing I'm not sure because, like I said, it just happened for me. It happened randomly, but I feel like partly it's kind of subconsciously that I react to certain things and then ask like, "Hey, how are you doing?" and stuff like that. Because that's something I wouldn't do out of myself if you asked me like a year ago. So that was really interesting to notice and to find out, and um, I just went with the flow and just decided to talk to people. And like I told you a few before. Like we had really some really deep conversations that I wasn't expecting to get out of those people. Partially because I didn't know them, honestly. Uh,
I
it's
did
like
invite a lot of people who didn't know each other, so that's also an interesting thing to see because if you don't know anyone, you're like kind of forced to talk to someone,
no, you wasn't.
and
I
everyone
felt
was
like
talking.
I felt like you wasn't really forced to talk to someone, but I felt like someone will talk to you no matter what. It's not like you were being forced. It's just someone's gonna be asking you something. I was like, hey, so how do you know Shumie? Like as a opener.
Uh,
So I heard
and
that one before, or like, hey, so what are you doing? What is your occupation? Whatever. And but we also had like conversations like, yo, what country would you want to visit, or why you should visit this country because this is my experience from that country, or stuff like that. We had like different interesting conversations, but it could also be like could be something abstract like thrill seeking, like the feeling of seeking a thrill, uh, or it could have been, I don't know, it could be food. So it was all super random, all uh, I would say very organic. Nothing was forced, if you know what I mean. It was more like, hey, eventually you're just gonna ask someone like, hey, so how do you know Shumie, or like, what do you do for a living, or you just start to learn from each other and about each other.
most of the people were a little bit introvert.
Huh?
most of the people were a little bit of an introvert.
Yeah.
So, but with the bunch of them together, it's like they can be very social
Yeah.
because no one is overshadowing on someone else.
Yeah, no one is, trying to outshine the other person. Everyone is on
Yeah.
the same level, on the same wavelength.
I even invited someone which I've only seen once at Castlefest.
Really?
Yeah, we basically we talked to each other just a little bit on Instagram and on WhatsApp, Facebook. But eventually we called each other and talked like for 2 hours. And I was like, "Hey, you're super interesting. Do you want to come to my party?" And she was like, "Okay." I was like, "All right, cool."
Yeah, because like,
Yeah, she
like
joined.
the only sad part is like I don't remember the names of everyone, and I didn't exchange any numbers.
Are you
But
waiting for the next party?
no, but I did promote our podcast.
Nice.
So if they want to know what a podcast is, I just said just ask Shumie. He will send you the link.
Yeah.
Also, my name's the easiest to remember, so if they ask about me, you like it's easy.
Uh,
It's the other Asian guy at the party.
yeah, people were indeed already asking me about it. So I'm
Really?
just, yeah, just a little bit.
Oh, that's pretty
Uh,
cool.
but I need to share it better because I'm kind of lazy. And I need to be like, oh yeah, I
Yeah.
have to share it a little bit.
Well, I'm after we're done recording, it will be up on YouTube as well. So no worries there. And then I'll send you the link directly so you can share it to everyone else.
Yeah, I will share it if I don't forget it, if I'm not too lazy.
Also, because we record this podcast very on random days. It's
Yeah.
really whenever Shumie his date got cancelled or whatever. So it's
Yeah,
like,
now I'm dating you.
huh?
Now I am dating you with a podcast.
Exactly. So you just have to date me instead.
Yeah, that's cool. I don't mind.
Well, that's the thing, right? It's like the idea of this podcast was because we had such interesting, deep conversations whenever we hang. And there was a time where you were always at the station because of your work.
Yeah.
And I work at the station, so that's like easy. You just come by
Yeah,
and just have
very
a chat
easy
real
to do that.
quick. And then sometimes we were like, hey, so what, you were always asking when you're done. I was like, it's always the same answer. It's always the same answer. So I was like, why are you still asking? But then it's
Yeah.
like, let's eat somewhere or, have, so I remember the time that we went to the KFC. We were talking about the Stones, for example. That's when you gave me the meteorite, I think.
Yeah.
Because before I saw the meteorite before, I held it before, but like I gave it back to you. I just like because
Sure, yeah.
I wasn't sure yet, and then you brought it out again, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna see what's gonna happen because I was curious. Like, I think that was the most intriguing part for me. I was like, what does it do? To this day, I still have no idea what it did to me.
The universe works in mysterious ways.
Yeah, I don't know, but I guess like it was an interesting conversation. It was an interesting moment, but I felt like every conversation that we have is like that.
Yeah. We like to go deep. We can't even go deeper, but to get it in 1 hour, it's like still pretty hard to do.
Hey man, we could end up maybe with a 3 hour special one day. You never know. Just not today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not today,
Not
indeed.
today. I'm tired, dude. I'm tired.
That's okay.
I've been at work since 2 o'clock till 8, and the only thing I was doing at work was making sushis, but also job hunting.
Yeah.
And I told you, like, I'm gonna have a call tomorrow, so we'll see.
Okay, I'm curious. Well,
Yeah, but
basically, what happens is, a few days ago, Harry and I made a bet. Like in 2 weeks, if you don't find a job, you owe me 100 euros. And if you find one, I will owe you 100 euros.
yeah, but the thing is, like, next to that, I have a bet with someone else as well, because he heard about it, because I told him. And he was like, if you do the 1 week, I'll give you an additional 100.
What happens if you do not do it in 1 week? Then it's like, okay,
Then I just lose that 100.
so you will lose 200 if you lose if
No,
you
no,
don't do
no.
it.
I would just not earn that extra 100.
Ah, okay, okay.
Yeah.
I see.
But the thing is, like, they sent me an email, like, oh, yeah, you can already log into this so you can take care of your hours. So I think I'm solid.
Ah, what kind of work is it?
Knock on wood. I don't know how to say it in English. I guess it's like working in storage,
Oh,
and
okay.
it's like
Yeah.
a company for outdoor like outdoor things like tables and chairs for outdoors for in your garden and all that.
For events?
No, it's more like for your yard, for your garden, whatever you want to have, like, a nice place where you can barbecue with a family or something, stuff like that. I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I
Sorry.
understood about it because they called me and said like, oh, I saw your because the application they didn't told me what company it was, but then the person called. It's like, oh, did you apply for this company? I was like, what company? Excuse me, which one? What?
Based it on
Oh,
your resume and just like, oh, this could work.
my resume doesn't even is like near something of this work.
Huh.
It's just
Okay.
like I think I wrote a motivation while applying, and they liked, I guess, how I wrote it. Maybe I don't know. He didn't specify.
Mm.
Because before I was called, and they're like, "Oh no, maybe it's not the right job for you, so we're not gonna put you through the process." So I felt a bit down already. It's like, "Ah, oh, damn, I got so this is not gonna go great." And then that guy called, and they said, "Yeah, let's have a video chat tomorrow," and.
Okay, okay.
So we'll see. I'm not gonna like I'm pretty solid, but doesn't mean I have it yet. You know, I'm still
Yeah, I'm
applying.
curious.
I'm still
Yeah,
applying. So, yeah. But I wanna win that. I want to win all the money. So,
yeah, it is a very nice bet.
because I'm not a betting person, I normally don't like betting, but I felt like I can do this.
Yeah. Just a little bit more motivation.
I guess. Also, I don't want to lose money. I'm already broke.
Yeah, it even helps out more. What
Yeah.
I noticed is when you put money on it, things get serious suddenly.
Well, I was already applying, so I don't think that. Uh, I just felt like I was already doing it, so I felt like might as well try to actually do it quicker, or at least
Yeah.
get a result quicker.
Mhm.
But I think that evening I applied, and then I made the bet with my other friend, and that evening I applied even more.
Okay.
But
Alright.
as like half of them haven't called me back yet, so we'll see. And I'm probably gonna send some out tonight as well. So
Cool. We still have like a little bit less than 1 minute left. Or, well, yeah, that's for 1 hour. So, any last things to say or add?
I think you know I feel like when you believe in something, it will give you a certain energy and vibe. If you don't believe in
Yeah.
something, then it might not work out for you. So it really depends if you really believe in something or not. And I feel like it's the same for a person. If you really believe in a person, then that person will give you value back. And if you don't believe in a certain person, then you won't get the full value back that you expect to get. That counts in relationships, that count in friendships, that can count in family, it could count in anything. And I feel like it resonates with the ideas and the rules of the stones as well. I feel like it's like a complementary thing. That's what I got out of it, and that's what how I feel about it. How about you?
Um, well, the connection between stones and logic is one which I really like. Um, and there's also one other thing which well, what I notice is each time I'm explaining the logic behind the stones and how I use it, I'm also teaching myself. So each time someone is asking it, I try to tell a little bit of a different story because I don't like to tell the same story over and over again. So because I want to try to tell a different story, I will automatically learn something from it because it takes some creativity, and the creativity can spark something else give me a small epiphany.
So basically, I'm gonna ask you every episode about the stones and see what happens.
Then it will get smaller. The epiphany will get smaller and smaller, probably.
Exactly. No.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for
All right.
listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining this conversation. We'll be after this. The VOD will be on Twitch, twitch.tv/peaches and puffs, and later it will. And if you're listening on YouTube, it will be on a channel as well. So don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. I believe YouTube is broken, so you can click the bell, but it will take a bit before you get something. But nonetheless, click on the bell, and me and Shumie will see you guys next time.
Much. And see
Bye.
you next time.